Hello champions, how are you doing? Well, a very happy new year to all you wonderful folks. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the first and the most and the biggest killer of business, and that's called variation. But before I talk about that, let me show you a picture. Do you know these guys? These guys are the famous Mumbai Dabbawalas. They are people who transport tiffins from homes to offices. They do about 2 lakh transactions every single day with the help of about 4,000 to 5,500 people. None of these guys are graduates from very good universities. The reason why I'm talking about all of this is because Forbes have certified them as a Six Sigma organization. And guess why? Because they do one mistake in 8 million transactions. Now you may wonder why and how. Well, the answer to that is by managing variation. So if you're somebody who wants to manage variation, learn about variation, and therefore get your business to operate at that high level of efficiency, then this video is for you. Keep watching. Welcome back champions, my name is Hardik Harsora and I make videos to help your company grow. Well, if you think what I say makes sense and if you feel a conversation with me can help you troubleshoot some of your business challenges, then all you need to do is go on to my website, scroll a little down, select on the relevant area you need help on, answer a few very basic questions, and there you will be able to book a one-time free one-on-one consultation call directly with me. Now I say variation is the silent killer of business. Silent because while it's killing your business, you won't even know that your business is getting killed. Now you may ask, why am I saying this? And what really is variation? Well, let me take you to the near past that I'm sure every one of you are absolutely aware of and you're absolutely remember this. COVID. The lockdown happened, situations became uncertain. We didn't know when the lockdown is going to be lifted. We didn't know what the shape of our business is going to look like. We didn't know if the demand that we enjoyed before the lockdown happened is going to be coming back. We didn't know if we are going to stay alive. We didn't know if we are going to get infected. Everything in our life was uncertain. Uncertain because every time we thought something would happen, something completely different would turn out. Every time we saw a spike going down, the next day we suddenly saw the spike going up. Things were uncertain. Well, what happens when things are uncertain? When things are uncertain, we get paused. We don't take actions because we don't know what our actions would result into. We get confused on what to do first and what to do next simply because we don't know what's the right thing to do. We've never seen something like this happen before. And it's very rare that these things happen. So we don't know how to deal with it. And when this confusion arises and when this pause in our brain happens, we almost feel like running away from the situation. Well, variation is an opposite to certainty, which means it's a synonym to uncertainty. Variation is COVID for your business, for my business, for everyone's business. It creates uncertainty. Uncertainty in a way when you have variation in performance. On some day you are performing really well and on the other days you are not performing well. In fact, you are poorly performing. On some day the results are fantastic, but on the other days, the results are pathetically bad. Now, in such kind of a scenario, we will pause as leaders. We won't know if we should invest in the business or no. We won't know if we should go about improving the processes. We won't know if we would want to hire good people because we don't know if tomorrow is going to be that successful performance or it's going to be those very poor performance trademarks. And this uncertainty can kill, therefore, your business. Any person who's working for a business where the work is very uncertain would get paused, would get confused and would want to run away from your business, which means attrition for you, which means good people don't stay with you. So it's absolutely important to identify and treat this variation. For this, it's extremely important to spot the variation. Now, what is spotting and how can you go about spotting? Spotting the variation means you got to look at the performance trends. Now, when I say performance trends, I mean performance over a period of time. If you know how to make graphs, you may want to plot it on the graph and see how the trend line really flows. It could be your sales performance. You may see variation in the number of clients you convert. Sometimes you convert a lot more, sometimes you don't convert, sometimes you are doing okay. Plot those numbers. It could be the number of transactions that a department does in a day. Sometimes they do 100, the other times they just do 10. This is variation. The kind of questions that people come and ask you. Sometimes people don't ask you any questions for about a week's time. But then there are weeks where people just come up and bombard you with questions on how to do this, how to do that, how do I deal with this, how do I deal with that. Mistakes. Sometimes people don't do mistakes for about a week's time or maybe a couple of days. And then there are days where people just can't do anything but mistakes. These are variations. Start spotting these variations. Whenever you see a sudden increase in sales or sudden decrease in sales, you start plotting the past and make a trend line and see if it's very, very different from what the near past has been like. When you suddenly start getting questions, plot the past and see what the near past has been like vis-a-vis the current situation. And you must get into the habit of plotting this. Now, this is not the end of spotting variations because you got to also correct these variations. Correcting this variation means that if the variation is positive, which means that if your sales figures have jumped up, then you want to keep it there. But if the performance has dipped, then you don't want that dipped performance. You want to come back to what it was previously. So it's important to identify what is causing these variations to happen. So what you do is you identify those abnormal hikes and abnormal dips. You take that data point and start analyzing what could be different. Call your people and understand from them what is going on. Do Gemba. If you don't know what Gemba is, I already have done a video. I will paste the link in the description box. And if you're watching this on YouTube, it will appear on the eye icon on the top. So do Gemba. Try and figure out what the problem is. Chances are the sales has suddenly dipped because there are different kind of objections you are getting, because you are prospecting a completely different kind of customer segment. So you may want to correct that. You may want to not deal with that specific customer segment and deal with the one that you have been dealing with, where you know your answers to the questions. This could be happening because of incorrect marketing. You probably gave out a marketing message that lured the wrong kind of customers. And wrong kinds of customers, when come to you, they ask you questions that were never asked to you, or newer objections, and then your salespeople don't know how to handle them. It's not the fault of salespeople, but it is a fault of what message you gave and therefore what you attracted. If the mistakes are going up, chances are that the same work is being given to people in a different way. So when I give work to my people, I give it on a chit. When my business partner gives the work, she maybe type an email. It's the same work. Now the person who's doing the work, chances are the person may get all the work done on the chits first because he's not technically savvy, and he may leave the emails, leading to the email work not happening. So the time when the email work rises, when my business partner is giving a lot of work doesn't happen. But when I start giving the work starts happening. That's not because my partner or me are different people. No, that also does not mean that the person who's handling the work, would he know technology, he would do better. No, the point is that there is not one standard way of giving work. Sometimes you don't have formats. Sometimes the requisitions, the request that happens has a lot of notes in other information, you've got to also do so many other things, which is not the part of the standard format. So these are the things that you got to correct. Now, how are you going to correct it? First, up to it. Now, when I say up to it means if the performance is up, then you got to figure out why that performance is up. Maybe the kind of work that the department got at that time is the kind of work that the department can do very, very quickly. So see if you can make sure that only that kind of work goes to that department. So the performance remains up. You deal with the best clients, you deal with the same problem all the time, and you kind of become an expert at doing that. The second thing that you can do is eradicate it. If you feel that, oh, sales suddenly went down because sales or any other performance suddenly went down because you dealt with a certain kind of customer segment only, or a large proportion of your customers were of a same kind, then you may want to, not deal with them. You may want to tell no to them. If you feel that there was an error in the way information was transported, you may want to eradicate that error so that the work goes, like I said, chits and emails. You may want to get rid of chits and you may only want to do email. You may want to get rid of emails and only do chits, depending on what your atmosphere is. But standardize it. Make sure that you eradicate the kind of errors that are present, which leads to variation in understanding, action, and therefore result. So the third one is expert queue. Now what I mean by this? Well, sometimes we get a lot of variation simply because we deal with a plethora of products. We have about 100 products. Therefore, 100 different kind of transactions, 100 ways to process each product. Now, chances are about 20 or 30 of them may not be products that you engage with every single day. So they rarely happen, exactly like COVID. And when they happen, your people don't know how to deal with it. Now, if that's the case, you want to have a separate queue for people who are trained to do that kind of transaction. You may want to market for those kind of products so well so that you get the volumes up to justify the people that are handling those products. When those products are handled by an expert who's trained to handle those products, you end up reducing the variation for all of them. Only a few people who are trained on it are handling that instead of the variation going to every single person. The fourth one is to standardize it. Needless to say, everything that moves in your company, if that can be standardized, that's the best way to reduce variation. With the Dabbawalas, they use stickers. Yellow means something, red sticker means something. There is no written instruction there other than the address. And in fact, the address also is broken down in codes on the dabbas, on the tiffins that they sell. This is a way of standardizing the process so that mistakes don't happen. Yellow means the same thing to me. Yellow means the same thing to you. As long as we calibrate on the yellow, there is no mistake that is happening. So standardize your communication that happens within the organization. One way of doing that is by creating checklists. If you don't know how to do that, well, again, I have made a video on that. I'll paste the link in the description box and also on the eye icon, just in case if you're watching this on YouTube. And the last one, but the most effective one, is systemize it, which means take everything out of the equation, follow one seamless system, a software that runs through your organization that helps you do the transaction in a standardized manner and that allows you to create checklists. If you don't have a system like this, chances are you don't have the budget for it or you feel that's too complicated. Well, in that case, I have another video for you that I want to refer you to. It's called ClickUp. I already have done a small video on how you can go about using ClickUp. It's a freely available software. You could use that and go about systemizing your business. If you feel that ClickUp is not your thing and you want a software development to be done, let me tell you, we can help you develop the software on the go. The fastest development that you would have ever seen. If you want to know how we do that, please mention your email address and your phone number in the comment box and we'll be very happy to demonstrate our capabilities to you. Now, with all of this said and done, it's important that you now in 2021 spot your variations and start applying one or all of the solutions that I narrated to you. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please hit a big fat thumbs up. Share this video with your friends, colleagues. If you have questions, mention it in the comment box. If you've not subscribed to this channel, go show your love to the red button. I would absolutely be waiting to have you on my subscribers list. Until we meet next time, keep learning, keep implementing, reduce the variation, and all you lovely, lovely folks, keep propelling.